by the hills to the land where fancy is free, and stand where the peaks meet the sky and the rocks reach the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bright green is gold in the sun. Many kings of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to the land where life is a song, and sing while the birds fill the air with their joy all day long, where the trees sway in time and even the wind sings in tune, and kings of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Stories of old stir the heart, and maybe yet come again, where the past has been lost and the future is still to be won, and kings of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Kings of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Kings of tomorrow must wait till this day is done.
I invite you now to join me for our opening treatment, which is our word for prayer. Let that beautiful melody and voice just settle into your heart and soul as we come together in this sacred and holy moment. Let's take a deep breath and just feel the gratitude to all be present, all be connected, as we recognize the power and presence of God as love. And as we allow that love to infuse our hearts and to move up and raise our consciousness, we know in this moment that we are eternally connected by the unified field, by the energy of love to God, to Spirit, and to each other. For wherever God is, we are, and wherever I am, you are, and wherever you are, all are. And so we come together today to celebrate this oneness, to celebrate our remembrance that we are one with the divine Spirit, we are one with love, we are one with divine peace, that we are one in the magnificent presence of divine intelligence that lives and moves and has its being in and as us, in and as our unique expression. And what a glorious, glorious moment this is for each one of us to bring our unique expression together in this community that we call Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. And so we give great thanks for this center, for this teaching, for all those that are committed to living their spiritual truth in the highest way. So we know that this celebration is blessed, and that each one here receives the music and the message in the very highest way to allow each one to live their life more fuller, to experience joy even greater, and to allow their expression of love to touch others in a deeper and more connected way. And so as we prepare to release this word into the law of mind action, we do so with our hearts so full of gratitude, so full of appreciation, so full of joy, and so full of knowing that this truth now spoken goes forth and returns full as our experience. And for this and so much more, we say thank you, God, and please join me in saying, and so it is. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. We are a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything that we do. Here we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together we create an atmosphere of openness and oneness and love, where every person is seen and valued just as they are. I'm Reverend Janice Valera. It is my privilege to be a minister here at CSLM. Thank you for joining us, all of you who are here in person, any of you who are watching the live stream or checking out the recording at a later time. We're just so happy that you are all with us. If this is your first time here, and I know we have people it's their first time here, but it's not the first time in my heart. They're dear friends of mine met them at Unity, and now we're family. So I know it's your first time here. So I hope you received a welcome packet. You can sign up for more information. Although Jackie's already taken classes with us. Some of you may remember her. I know I'm calling you out, but I don't care. I'm so grateful that you're here. But anyone else who has not gotten a welcome packet or not signed up for our newsletter or would like more information, we have lots of things on the back counters that you could sign up for and become more connected, especially our newsletter, because that's our main form of communication. You could also visit our website, which is cslmorristown.org. So I'm pleased to also welcome for the first time our musician today, Carol Crittenden, who you already had the pleasure of hearing. And I want to tell you a little bit more about her. Carol is a singer-songwriter who weaves her personal experience and perspective into her work, whether in her emotionally intimate or acclaimed social justice-minded songs. As the daughter of an esteemed opera director and teacher, Carol's love of music began at an early age, and she's been performing, I think, in some fashion most of her life, even to neighbors in her neighborhood when she was young. In addition to her original music projects, Carol has sung with various groups and tours as the lead singer of 4 Celtic Voices, and she graced us with a Celtic-related song to start with in honor of St. Patrick's Day week. And you can also take her home with you, because she has CDs available any way you want, but you can take her music home with you. She has CDs and product available in the back, so please visit her after our celebration. Thank you so much, Carol. We also have a guest speaker who's here as a guest speaker for the first time, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her in a few minutes. We're going to start with our Namaste practice. So our Namaste practice, to me, is a time for sacred connection. And most of you know Namaste means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. And I'm in that place in me, and you are in that place in you. There's only one of us. Today I'd like to add an intention to that when we do the practice. When we are in that place, we are in a place where we are connected to the divine peace that is innate in all of us. And there's so much going on in the world now that we are affected by, influenced by. You may have many things going on in your own personal life that may even be troubling. This is a time not just to connect with each other, but to connect with that pearl of peace that exists at the center of all of us. Just like there's calm in the center of a storm, this calm exists. And our only responsibility is to connect with it. And it is in this place that we can lay it down our troubles. We can lay down and let things in our life just be and open the place to receive inspiration or suggestions or things that can move us in our life, and to receive a deeper understanding so we can have a different perspective and maybe find peace in the midst of whatever is happening. So I'd like us to add that intention today. So we're really greeting each other with the peace in you recognizes and honors, the peace in you. You don't have to say all that. We could say namaste, but we know that we are making an intention as we do it. So I invite you to turn to those around you and offer peace.
I find myself at times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom that it be. In my hour of darkness, she's standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom that it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. Though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they can see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. Wake up to the sound of music, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
So, I'm thrilled to welcome our guest speaker today, Reverend Stacey LoSacco. Well, I had the privilege of knowing many years, and we've also served together in ways over the years with CSL. So Reverend Stacey's been married to her wonderful hubby for almost 45 years. He's actually here with us today. Welcome, Paul. She's the mom of 2 fabulous adult children and a grandma to 3 beautiful grandchildren. She's also a recently ordained minister through the Spiritual Awareness Center, and as part of her ministry has offered spiritual support to patients and their families through hospice volunteering. Stacey was trained as a licensed prayer practitioner and was blessed to support 4 different centers during her time with Centers for Spiritual Living. She's been practicing Reiki since 1997 and achieved Master Teacher status in 2001. Stacey also started her own business called Your Personal Truth, not touch, Truth, and loves supporting others through her spiritual enlightenment sessions. So the CSL theme for 2026 is open at the top. The monthly theme for March is What If? And Reverend Stacey's topic today is spiritual laws for living, and there aren't any. So let's give a warm CSL welcome to Reverend Stacey.
Thank you so much, Reverend Janice, and good morning, everybody. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm grateful for the invitation, and thank you all for being here. So it's interesting, Reverend Janice mentioned my talk title. When I've spoken at other CSLs before, usually I wait for the minister to tell me what the title is, and then what the topic is, and then I wait and see what wants to come through. But this time, it was shortly after I was invited to speak here. All of a sudden, all this information started becoming downloaded to me as I was driving to my hair appointment. And I thought, okay, what is this? What's going on? And as soon as I got to my hair appointment, I was putting everything in my phone so I wouldn't forget. I thought, why is this coming to me now? I didn't even know what the talk title was. I haven't even heard yet the topic was. And I thought, okay, maybe this is what I'm supposed to talk about, at Morristown, even though this was like over a month ago. I'm like, okay, I'll go with that. So then I said, then Reverend Janice asked me, well, what's your talk title? And I'm like, let me see. It comes to me, and this is what comes to me. Spiritual rules for living, and there aren't any. Okay, we're gonna go with that, because obviously it's coming from Spirit, it's not coming from me. So I'm gonna trust that, I'm gonna go with that. So let's just get right into it, of what came through. So I was raised Catholic. Although I never remember my mom coming to church with us, and I'll talk about that later, about her and her spiritual path. I think that I was raised Catholic because it was really important to my grandmother, my mom's mom, and to my dad. And my concept of God has really changed. And when I say God, let me just interject here. Please use any word that feels most comfortable for you. Universe, love, spirit. So my concept of God over the years has changed. When I was younger, going to Catholic school and going to church, I feared the God because he was like this guy in the sky with the long hair and the robes and all that. And I was afraid that I would do something wrong and that I would be punished if I did something wrong. But as I've gotten older, my concept of God has deepened and changed. And now my understanding of God is more like an energy. It's like a creative life force energy, like a vibration. Almost mathematical in a way, where that it orchestrates everything and works together with precision and synchronicity. And I also understand God to be the energy of love. So when I was first awakening and learning on my spiritual path, I heard a teacher say once that God doesn't forgive. This was a CSL teacher, that God doesn't forgive because God is not judgmental. And at first, to be honest with you, I didn't understand that. And I thought, how could it be, that if somebody harms somebody else, we're still going to be forgiven? Okay, I'll get back to that, in a few minutes. So, my first job out of college was as a computer programmer. Right now, you heard my background, it's hard to believe that I ever did that. I know nothing about computers now. I go to my husband for that. He's the expert. But what I remember about computer programming is that it was very mathematical, right? Like in simple terms, it's on and off. It's ones and zeros. And so now I kind of feel like I had this, inspiration that God is kind of like that. My realization of God is that if God is love, then it can only be that which which is love. If God is love, then it can only be love. If that. Same like a computer program. And it can't be anything else. And love never judges. And so that's how the statement that God doesn't forgive because it's non-judgmental began to make sense to me. Because God just is what it is. It's love. It just loves all the time. It doesn't judge what we do as good or bad. Of course, we, because of the law of cause and effect. Like, we suffer the consequences sometimes of our actions and our choices, but God doesn't, this is my understanding, that God doesn't judge on whether what we're doing or saying is good or bad. It just loves all the time because that's what it is. And it can't be anything other than what it is. So, and I also believe that after we cross over and leave our physical body, that we go through a life review and we see all the things that we've said and that we've done and see how the effect that it has on other people. Not to make us feel bad, but just so that we can learn and we can grow and we can evolve. And since God doesn't ever judge us, I don't believe that God is displeased when we don't go to church, which is what I thought as a child. I thought, we had to go to confession if we didn't go to church, or if we didn't pray the rosary, or if we don't eat meat on Fridays during Lent, for example. My understanding now is that if going to church, reading the Bible, participating in Lent, or any spiritual practice, any religious practice, or reading sacred texts, if that facilitates you in feeling closer to God, to feeling closer to the God within, the divinity within, then that's the purpose of all those rituals. Are they sacred? Yeah, they're sacred. Is everything sacred? Yeah, everything's sacred. Because we're spiritual beings, right? We came from the Most High. We came from the life force energy, which is love. Everything we do is sacred. Whether we're washing dishes, whether we're doing laundry, whether we're up here speaking to this lovely, sharing our inspirations. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Whether we're taking care of children, whether we're taking care of pets, whether we're taking care of parents. It's all sacred, it's all holy. And so that's the purpose of all the practices, to feel one with the source of all that is, that I call life, or life force energy. I don't think we're loved more if we participate in them. I think we're loved beyond that we can imagine how much we're loved. But I believe it's for our benefit, and that life loves us no matter what we do or what we don't do. We're loved simply because we exist. And that's it. So if it does help us to get connected to that holiness within, by walking in the woods, by meditating, or talking to God, I believe that is as beneficial as going to church. That's all for our benefit. It's all sacred. It's all holy. I recently heard someone say that her most effective meditation is when she's on the treadmill listening to music. That was her form of meditation. Is that wrong? No, right? That's her form of meditation. That's what gets her connected to that divinity within. And I often recite the Our Father or the Hail Mary before I go to bed, or when I feel stressed, because it feels soothing to me. So whatever practices are meaningful to us to feel connected is what's important. God just is. It doesn't need us to praise it or worship it. It just is. And that's why my mother never felt like she needed to go to church, right? Because she felt that connection. She talked to God on her own. And we can all do that because we came from it. And it is within each one of us. And we are not all that God is, but we are part of it, and it is part of us, like the ocean and the wave. We are not the ocean, we are the wave, right? But the wave is part of the ocean. So even though the wave is not all that the ocean is, the wave contains the same elements of the ocean. If you took a cup and you grabbed the ocean, part of the water, what's in that cup is in the whole ocean, the same elements, and that's the same with us. So I know that Reverend Jennifer Berkeley was here a few months ago, talking about her book, Belonging, and it was so important, the message that she was sharing, and I also believe that it's important for us to feel like we belong. And Reverend Janice was talking about that too in the opening. So the connection that I've been talking about could also be a connection to another person, to a group of people, to a teaching, to a center, something outside of ourselves that gives us that feeling of belonging. We all want to feel connected to something or someone outside of ourselves. Like when we say hi to a stranger, when you're walking on a path or something and you say hi to somebody, don't you feel that connection for that split second, for that moment? You feel like you're one with them even though you don't even know them. It's important. Those little things, they make such a difference. And we can do that intentionally by joining a group or reaching out to friends or family with a card, an email, a text, a phone call, just to let them know, I'm thinking about you. How you doing? It makes a huge difference, just to let them know that they belong, that they're thought of. So these are my perceptions that I'm sharing, and we all have our own perceptions, and all of our perceptions are different. That's why in the book, if you're familiar with the book, The Four Agreements, that Don Miguel Ruiz, got it. Say that 3 times fast. That we're all living our own dream, in our own dream. We're all in our own play, so to speak. And we are the stars of our play. And everybody else that's in your life is a supporting actor in your play. And that's why he says not to take anything personally, ever, that anybody says to you. Easier said than done sometimes. But the reason why he says that is because we all are coming from our own perceptions. Because I'm the star of my own dream, but my husband's the star of his own dream. He's only a supporting actor in mine, I'm a supporting actor in his. So we're coming from different perspectives. So that's why it's important to not take anything personally. And our beliefs and our life tenets may be different from somebody else's. And the best thing that we can do then is to do our best to live authentically, to live our truth, your own personal truth. And that's what it's all about, is living your own personal truth. My husband and my kids, I always said, are some of my greatest teachers. And I tease my husband all the time by saying, I'm the one who's gone to all the classes. I'm the one who's read all the spiritual books. But he's the one who lives it. And he lives it intuitively. It's just amazing to me, because he knows who he is. He intuitively knows who he is, and he knows the spiritual laws of life. He knows who that inner knowing and that guidance within him that's always there. And my mother-in-law had that too. Even when she was going through dementia, she always had that sense of knowing of who she was. And even in dementia, we had some very deep, profound conversations, because that philosophical conversations, because that wisdom was still there. So my husband recently went through a cancer healing journey, and he's doing well, and we're so grateful for that. And he went through it truly with ease, grace, and wisdom. So much so that his oncologist even said to him, the reason why you're doing so well is because of your mindset. And so it was amazing that she noticed that and that she spoke about that. And it's true. He always has a very positive mindset, and that's what got him through the way that he did, with ease and grace. And of course, we can all do that. We all have access to that infinite wisdom. And I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I have such an active mind. I'm always thinking, like, trying to figure things out. Why am I so tired? What did I eat that made me so tired? Why does my back hurt? What is this? Whereas my husband, he just goes with the flow. So when he was going through his cancer treatment, if he was tired, he just rested. You know, as simple as that. It doesn't have to be hard, right? We don't have to try to push through. We don't have to try to figure it out. He says, if you're tired, just rest, and that's what he does. So we can go through a healing journey and also know that everything is okay. Because it is, right? It can be an and both, not an either or. My husband was going through a healing journey, but he also knew that everything was okay. It's an and both. So when things feel unsettled or chaotic in our world, we can trust that that computer program that I talked about in the beginning, right, is always running in the background. Even if we're not always aware of it, it's always running in the background. It's orchestrated everything with precision and synchronicity. And so then we can say to ourselves, what if everything's okay? What if? Right? It's something to think about. What if everything's okay? Even when things seem to not be okay, if we say that to ourselves, knowing that there's a divine energy that's orchestrating everything, we don't need to know what's going to happen, but we can just trust and know that everything's okay. What if it isn't? And what if you can't get there? Then just say, What if everything's okay? Oh yeah, okay, that's that possibility. It's a possibility that everything's okay. I like that, I'll go with that. We put so much pressure on ourselves, and when I say we, I mean I, to be a good person, be a good activist, be a good practitioner, and of course we're all practitioners, we know that, right? To figure it all out. One of my teachers, Reverend Jackie, would always say to me, Stacey, stop trying to figure it all out. Like, let the divine figure that out. But we think we want to do what's best for us. And what we, or I, really need is to let go and go with the flow more. Let go and let God. Trust. And that's not always easy to do. Because even though we are part of God, we are not all that God is. Our finite minds can't always conceive of the bigger picture. And sometimes, I feel like my head's going to explode because I'm trying to conceive of this bigger picture. But why not let the infinite mind do that? Make things easier on ourselves. Simplify. Trust. There's so much going on in the world. Our nervous systems are already in overdrive. And that can feel overwhelming at times. And the best thing we can do right now is simplify. Do what brings us joy. If it brings you joy to meditate, meditate. If it brings you joy to do spiritual reading, do that. And then each day may be different. Like one day, your meditation might be sitting with a candle and music. Another day, your meditation might be taking a walk. Another day, it might bring you joy to play with your dog. Each day is different. I know a friend of mine, she meditates by crocheting. That's her meditation. And she says each day is different. Or sometimes she listens to Abraham Hicks. So go with the flow. Go with what's calling you, what you feel comfortable doing on that particular day. No pressure. No pressure to do anything. Because we are already spiritual beings because of where we came from. We came from the divine. We came from spirit. So we are already spiritual beings. And Reverend Janice talked about that peace within us. Well, that peace within us is always in meditation. It's peace, right? So we're always in meditation. And since everything is energy, when we do what brings us joy, the energy of that gets projected out to the whole. So we think sometimes like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough, I should be making phone calls, I should be writing letters, I should be going. Okay, if you feel called to do those things, then absolutely do those things. But also know that when you're creating joy in your life, or you're bringing attention to somebody else that brings them joy, that energy, that vibration gets radiated out. And so even doing those things for yourself or for others or with others does affect the whole. So you are doing something that affects the whole in a positive way. And it's great to do things that benefit the whole, absolutely. Just know that when you're doing something for somebody else, to help them feel that they're thought of, that they matter, that they're connected, that evokes that feeling of joy and love, and that vibration benefits all. Simplify. Do what brings you joy. Do what you are called to do, even if that means sitting on the couch and looking out at the trees. Even if it means just being. Even if it means sitting and reading a novel. Relatively speaking, our time here on earth is short, right? Like it's just a blip in time. So now's the time to do what brings you joy. Now, make a point of it, like every single day. What will bring me joy today? And each day it'll be different. So I see what's going on in the world and as our country as a call to sharpen our own discernment and tap into our own inner wisdom. Because we're being bombarded with information from everywhere, right? From Instagram, from Facebook, from the news. And so I feel it's a call to tap into our own discernment, our own inner wisdom. And yes, there are teachers among us. My Reiki teacher was one of my greatest teachers, and I still quote her 30 years later. And as I mentioned earlier, my husband and my kids are some of my greatest teachers. And the truth is that we're all teachers for each other. Because if we truly believe that we are all one, and that we are all made from the same amazing creative life force energy, then we all have that wisdom within us, everybody. And as Ram Dass always said, we are all just walking each other home. One of my favorite quotes. I see yours too, yeah. So, in closing, if there were any spiritual rules for living, I would say they are: do what brings you joy and be kind to yourself and to others. That's it. Simple, yet profound. So I invite you now to join me in going into a meditation, if you feel comfortable, to see what wants to be known at this time for you, what your spiritual truth is. So let's take a breath, signaling to our body that it's time to go within, time to be quiet, time to just be. Now bring your attention to your feet. Now feel your feet being connected to the floor, knowing that the earth is underneath your feet. And with your imagination, you can almost feel the curve of the earth beneath your feet. Knowing that you're being held by Mother Earth, that you're being grounded by Mother Earth, that you're being supported by Mother Earth. And feel yourself being supported by your chair, being held. And there isn't anything that you need to do but to allow yourself to be supported. Allow yourself to be held. And have a sense of the infinite wisdom, the divine energy, the creative life force energy, the love, all around you and within you. You're breathing it in, and it's breathing you. It's a symbiotic relationship. That creative life force energy is all around you and within you, supporting you, guiding you, never leaving you, ever. It's impossible. Allow yourself to be in that flow without doing anything. There's no pressure, no force. Just be. And as you imagine that love all around you and within you, use your intention to go to your center of peace, or tell yourself that you're doing that. And you may have a feeling of your center of peace somewhere in your body, maybe in your heart center, maybe in your solar plexus, maybe in your sacral chakra, that place of creative energy. You may hear a humming in the background, which I like to think of as the hum of the universe, the energy of the universe that is guiding me and supporting me. But you may want to bring your attention to your heart, to that love that exists within you, that is always there, that is always just what it is, that is infinite, that is always okay, that is always more than okay, that is of the highest vibration. So as you tap in, or tell yourself you're doing that, or maybe you see colors, or maybe you hear something, there's no right way to do this. However you do this is right for you, and all you have to do is be. It's just be in the energy, Just be in the intention. Knowing that you have that infinite wisdom within you. Knowing that you have love within you, that peace within you. Ask yourself this question silently. What is it that wants to be known right now? For you. What wants to be known? What personal truth, what spiritual truth wants to be known right now, wants to show itself, wants to be made, have attention brought to it? What spiritual truth wants to make itself known to me right now? And we listen with an open heart, with no forcing, just allow whatever wants to bubble up, bubble up. And if nothing does, just sit in the energy, knowing that on some level you are receiving, and you will receive the message at the right and perfect time in the right and perfect place. Now let's listen for a few minutes with an open heart. What wants to be known right now? What is true for me? And then ask, what brings me joy today? Knowing that everybody receives joy, everybody deserves to receive joy because it's who we are. We are the essence of joy, love, peace. Allow yourself to receive it. Knowing that however you experience this time together is right and perfect for you. And so now offer gratitude to your heart, mind, body, spirit for holding you today, for being in this sacred space, for bringing up anything that wanted to be known, that it had the courage to show itself today, to bring itself into the light, knowing that it comes up at the right and perfect time in the right and perfect place. You may feel an energy or a light or a heat in your heart chakra as you feel that gratitude. And so now bring attention again to your feet and feel that connection again of the bottom of your feet with the earth. And imagine or tell yourself that there are roots coming from the bottom of your feet, going deep, 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 deep into the earth until you find a crystal in the middle of the earth, a beautiful crystal with the right and perfect color for you. And you wrap around your roots around that crystal, grounding you there, knowing that the earth is holding you. And at the same time, because we were open, because you had the courage to be open, your crown chakra is open to infinite possibilities. Open to love, open to as much love as you can contain. And feel that love swirling around you again, around your body, in, through, and around your body. And then grounding into the Mother Earth, grounding that love into Mother Earth. And then she sends the love back, right up your roots, into your root chakra, throughout your whole body. And so you're supported from above and below and all around, and feel yourself being supported by your chair.
if you haven't already, you can place your hands on your lap or your knees, feeling brighter, feeling content, feeling happy, feeling joy, feeling peaceful. And however you're feeling is perfect and right for you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you.
I'm going to share an original song I wrote about the push and pull between fear and that inner peaceful knowing that we all have within us. This is called Wakened. Takes a breath and feels its mystery. For a brief moment, we waken from our troubled sleep to what we've always known. The clock turns his hand again, comes back the dark. I pray the Lord my soul to keep, as if we've been apart. Follow all the voices in my head.
Stacey, such important things to hear. I resonated with everything that you said. I don't have a busy mind, no. Thank you so much. It's time now to share our abundance. We celebrate abundance here in so many ways. First, by the abundance of all of you and the love and joy that you bring, and also the ways that you share your abundance with us. That lets us continue to be a beacon of light in the community and in the world, and to get our teaching out there. So I'm going to pass this basket if you would like to give in that way, because we love to have your resources too, financially. And there are other ways to give as well. We have Venmo, PayPal, little QR codes in the back. If you want to give that way, we can text to give. So however you give, we are grateful for. Many of you are auto givers and tithers, and we're so grateful for that. But we come together and share our gifts in so many ways too, and so we're grateful for all the ways that you share your gifts and talents with us. So let's just take a moment and go into our hearts, that place that Stacey opened up so beautifully, Reverend Stacey opened up so beautifully for us, and just feel the energy of abundance that is circulating there, reminding us that all of the resources we could possibly ever need are already available. And we open for the guidance that leads us and allows us to be that open space for them to show up. And so just join me in this offertory, this abundance affirmation. Divine love consecrates my gift.
Divine love consecrates my gift.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
As I share my good,
As I share my good,
I accept my greater good.
I accept my greater good.
And so it is. A law of circulation in action. Okay, today Deborah is going to be leading an introductory to chair yoga free class, which was rescheduled from the last snowstorm, and thank goodness. It's a beautiful day. Some of you have signed up, but you could still come if you didn't sign up. And if anybody could kind of stay after the celebration is over and help Deborah to move chairs a little bit, she'd really appreciate that. But you're all welcome to join us. It starts at 1 o'clock, so you get to go to social hour and eat and socialize, and then come back and join us for that. One of the initial, yes, Deborah, anything else you want to say?
Hands, I don't know how many chairs to set up.
Okay, yeah. People that are planning to come.
7, 9.
Okay, thank you. We have some new initiatives starting, and one of them is a book club. And I don't see Arlene here today. She has offered a book for all of us to read entitled, What the Heck is Self-Love Anyway? And we are going to have different ways to do the book club. This is the first one that's going to actually be in person on Monday night, starting this Monday, March 16th, from 6 to 7:30. You're invited to bring your dinner, bring food. You don't have to bring anything to share. You can bring your own or whatever. But it's going to be in the social hour room, and we're going to be socializing and kind of looking at this book. There's a flyer in the back, and there's a flyer in the social hour room, so you can find out more about the book. So you could order it and, get acquainted with it, and that's going to go on for as many weeks as the group decides to go. And then we'll do another one in different ways. But that's the first one we're doing, and we thank Arlene for coming forward with that, and all of you who will be joining her. So the Winter Movie Festival has one more movie night on March 27th. We are meeting in Shala Hall, which is part of Brookside. The March film is called Salt of the Earth. It's based on an actual year-long strike in New Mexico in 1950, and the film is from 1954. It's told through one woman's eyes as the struggle transformed her and her family in ways she never expected. These films are like classic films, and anybody who's gone to the other two say that they have new favorite classic films. But it's a time to come together and just enjoy each other's company. I'm sorry? It's March, the next one is March 27th. March 27th. It's a Friday. They're always on a Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. Thanks, Bill. We are also, another initiative we're starting from people's feedback in the survey is a discussion group, a Sunday discussion group that's going to happen once a month, the last Sunday of the month so far, at 1 o'clock after social hour. And we're just going to gather and talk about the theme of the month and whatever anybody wants to bring to that. It's going to be very informal. It's just a way to look at things from the science of mind perspective and hear where you're at with it and share. So the first one is March 29th, and I will be facilitating that, and then you'll hear about the other ones. Our annual meeting is on April 12th. There are flyers available about it now. We really encourage, especially our members, to come. It's open to members and friends, but only members can vote. And we really encourage you to be there. I want to announce now the timing of it. We're going to do it at 12:15 right after service and have social hour at 1 o'clock. It's on April 12th. There will be no social hour until 1 o'clock. So if you don't come to the meeting, have a nice day. You have to come to the meeting to get the social hour is going to be provided by the Leadership Council. Within the next couple of weeks, you will be receiving the annual reports in your email to members only, people who are members. Those who came to the Discovery class, I hope will become members this month and be part of all of this. But everyone's invited to the meeting. So it's April 12th at 12:15. And leading to that, we have left sign-up sheets in the back for new initiatives that we're starting and the teams that we already have that are going to stay out to the end of March. So we get your information and the final announcements about all of that will be at the annual meeting as well. The social hour sign-up sheet is also back there, and there's a new way to do it. You can sign up for just a piece of Sunday and not the whole thing, or you can do the whole thing. There's also lots of signs in my magazines. You want to make your offer, Lloyd? There's lots of magazines left.
I offer every week if you get a Science of Mind magazine and don't get something out of it, I will refund you your money personally. Because it's such a big part of my spiritual practice.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot left. So they're March and April. So there's still time left to get them. So also something we're doing in March is we are having somebody from from our teams or current teams that we have in place come up and speak to you and tell you a little bit more about it and be available to see if it's something that you might want to do. So today we are blessed to have, is it just Bill coming up or both of you? Bill and Eileen, who are the co-chairs of our welcoming team, and I just, as they get ready to come up, I really want to celebrate them. Eileen has been doing this for, since, I don't know, before time began.
18 years.
18 years! And I want to thank, and they'll mention other people on their team, but it is such an important part of our Sunday. They're there when you come in, they always are smiling, so happy to greet you. They do other things behind the scenes that you don't even know about, but they put their welcome packets together. They have, they'll talk more about it, but I just want to really celebrate them and thank you.
That's Eileen, by the way.
And we both have Irish roots. Special that
But neither of you are wearing green.
I know.
No,
Wait. I've got my jade.
I'm wearing green, but I can't show you. I'm sorry, honey. You want to go first?
Oh my gosh, wow.
I can hardly speak. It's my joy, truly, to be here. I will always remember the first day that I walked through these beautiful doors in the other location. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't understand why everybody was so happy. Now I know why. So first, a big thank you to Bill for being my co-chair here, and for so many years, John Meidling. Right, and Bill will have a few words, and they might have a little Irish tilt to them. Well, okay. So, it's my joy to be part of welcoming. And I'm inviting, we have a room for more welcomers, so becoming part of our team, it's really a very simple way of saying thank you for what you have received. The commitment is basically once a month. We have 2 greeters, and some I see in here. Thank you, Barbara, right there. And basically it's just, to greet people with a smile, an open heart, and if you're inclined, a hug. And we currently need 4 volunteers, 2 for the first Sunday, 2 for the 5th Sunday, and 1 for, actually I said 4, we have, someone turned up already, so look at that. Abundance. That's my Irish roots. I have also Italian roots.
I'm Carson.
So I'd like to offer a big thank you to all of our current greeters. We have Monica Almeida. Where are you, Monica? Okay, all right. And of course, Gail Belluardo. And then we have Barbara here. And so if you are, and we have a standby team, Valerie White and Mark. Valerie's not here today, but Mark is, so. Oh, yes, and also basically the commitment is, once a month, we have an annual meeting where we discuss, a review, what it's been like, any additions or changes that, we can make. We, of course, always run it by the Reverend, and then we assemble welcome packets. Yes.
And I think it would be helpful to know the specific time it starts and ends on a Sunday.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, that's good.
I was gonna say, you asked us to come at 10:30, which
Right.
isn't, we don't always have, people start coming more like 22, but it's, what I like about it, I love greeting people, I love meeting new people. So you get that, you're the first person if somebody comes to try us out, which is nice. And then they know somebody, you try to sit next to them, which is nice. And I'm not a regular here, so one of the reasons I did it, because then at least once a month, now the day I'm greeting, I know I will be coming to service. And every time I'm here, I say, why don't I come more? Like this morning, but that's one of the reasons I love the greeting, and why is I know.
Oh, thank you,
And
thank you so
Kathy,
much.
we do have a list of responsibilities we're gonna be handing out to all the greeters with times and with things that you need to do. So usually, I would get here at 10:30 so we can gather all the materials, get them on the tables, have a drink. We on Yeah, come on, sink in, sorry.
Sorry, that's not the
Yeah, so really, basically, that's it. It's just sharing the joy and being, being the first, and again, for new people, you're the first beings that they see, and so to emanate the joy and happiness that you feel from being here is really key. So, with no further ado, I would like to turn this over to my co-lead, Bill, who might have a few bit of poetic words to say. Thank you all.
So Dale and I have been coming here for about 20 years now, and I remember the first time I came and being greeted by someone. And since I've been on the welcome team, I just thought about what it's meant to me and what I think, or describe how I feel about being on it. So I've written a little poem which describes those feelings and thoughts. It's a short poem, so it's called Welcome Team, a short poem. I know that's confusing. So remember the first time you came here? Did you not feel really great? You were welcomed by a greeter, even if you got here late. I know that I felt different. I quickly felt connected. It stirred a feeling deep inside, a sense I was accepted. Over time it happened, I also felt the call. And now the time is upon us when we must reach out to all. I've enjoyed this experience greatly. It may seem corny, but it's true. When I give a hug or a handshake, I receive just as much as you. I welcome our guests with a smile, and I do think it's safe to say It's a good chance to put into practice the meaning of namaste. It's a joy to greet on a Sunday. It fills a special role, for a smile can play on one's heartstrings and can open a path to one's soul. I now say this very humbly as I can be, that when you join the welcome team, you get to work with I am very humble. But don't ask Gail. So please take some time to ponder if welcoming is something you'd like to do. The time involved is quite minimal. The gift that you give is you.
That was great. Thanks so much. Thank you, Eileen, and to all of our welcomers and anybody who's even ever done it before. So I want to welcome Reverend Stacey up one more time. She's going to do our closing treatment. And thank you again for today.
I feel that Bill's poem was a wonderful closing treatment. I'm happy to add to that love and that joy. As I feel the love in this room, as I feel the joy in this room, as I feel the oneness in this room, I know that there is only one. And that one goes by many different names, yet it's unnameable. I call it love. I call it life. I call it spirit. And I know that that one is in, through, and around each one of us. And that there's only one of us. And it's so palpable right here this morning, feeling that oneness, feeling how we are all one, and we all individualized expressions of that one. Yes, we're different, but we all came from that same energy, and we all have individualized expressions of that one. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be in this oneness with each one of you here today. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be in awareness, to embody our truths even more fully than we have before. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be in joy, knowing that that radiates out. I'm so grateful to be in this group. I'm so grateful for the Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share spirit as it came through me today. And so I know that as we leave here today, we leave with our hearts fuller, with our feet a little bit more grounded, with our joy evident. And it affects the whole. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you.
This is a sing-along, so I hope you all will join me on this. Let it shine.
next week. Andrew Drum will be our musician. Please join us for social hour, and thank you everyone who bought things. Thanks for helping Deborah get set up, and hope to see you in there or at Chair Yoga. Have a beautiful, blessed day.